Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video. Today I want to show you how to inject Optiscaler into your games. Be aware to not inject it into competitive games where there's anti-cheat active, because it can be considered a cheat because you will mess with the game files, and most anti-cheats don't take well to that, so do not do this in competitive play. So first we want to download Optiscaler, and I will do everything here with you and show you exactly how it's done. I won't skip any steps or anything like that. We go to releases over here. First you go to Optiscaler. I will leave all the links in the description, of course. Go to Optiscaler, go to releases, and you'll see the newest releases are on top. There will be a description that will tell you what it does and what is best. Sometimes there will be some nightly builds. It's pre-releases, but there are no new pre-releases. So this is the newest one. This is the polished version of the nightly builds. So you don't need to download a nightly build at this point in time, at least. Maybe in the future there will come a nightly build again that is better than the current one, and you have to keep an eye on that, or maybe watch out for YouTube videos that will tell you it injected some feature you want, maybe. So we go here, we down the Optiscaler, and it will come down to my downloads folder. Then you go into your file explorer, you go to this computer, you go to Windows, System 32, there it is. And then you search for the AMD XC FFX64, and it is right here in the DriverStore repository. Then let's do this first. We do an Optiscaler folder. I've made this folder already. You just right click on desktop, make new, make folder. And then you call it Optiscaler, whatever it is the current version is when you download this. Then you copy. It is important you copy this, right? Copy this into this folder. Then we go down to Nexus Mods. And you would have to log in here. Oh, a second, I'll do it in this one instead. I've already logged in over here. There we go. Then you download it manually. There's probably also a GitHub where you can do it without login. You could Google that. Download manually. Then you go slow download because you're cheap ass like me. And it's not very slow anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then it's right here. Then we go download the Faken. the API. It was this one. Yeah. This is needed to activate the DLSS G to FSR3. It's also needed if you want to activate AMD anti-lag 2, but you won't do that with Optiscaler, not at this current state at least. And then last, you want to go download FSR4 guide. And then we are set to start doing our magic. We will open this folder over here. And then you can see I already downloaded all this a bunch of times now. First, we go to the Optiscaler, and then we will copy all of this into a new folder on the desktop. Then we go into the Newcomb's DLSS, and we will copy all this into the same folder. Then we go to the Fakenvapi API and copy this into the folder. Then we go to the FSR4 here, and then we won't copy the upscaler because we want the INT8 version over here. And then we have all the files we want. And when you want to inject it into a game, you do it from this folder from now on, so you don't have to download everything again and again and again. This is all the files you need for now, at least. This can also work with reshade, but then you will have to rename the Optiscaler DLL in reshade, and you will have to find a separate movie on that. But it can work together with this, but you need to first install reshade and then rename the reshade DLL and then copy this in afterwards. It's so Optiscaler have higher priority over reshade. And we are then ready to find our game. I will use Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered because this is one of my favorite games. You go to Manage, you go to Browse Local Files, and then in most cases, you will come to the correct folder. Sometimes, like if you go to Arc Survival Ascended here, you can see I don't come to the correct, then I'll have to go and find the executables to start the game. So not every time, but most of the time, you will come directly to the executable file, like this one. I have just reinstalled this game, so it's all fresh. And since we're ready now, we will take all these and copy them. Just press Control while dragging it, and you copy it into it. And then you replace all the files on the destination. Then you go into the DLS overrides and you enable signature override. You need to do this if you want to use the DLSS inputs. Then we go down the list and we disable the NVIDIA signature check. And then we are only one step. If you want to remove these, you will just go in and enable them again and restore them here. But now we need to set up the Optiscaler. And this is a guide for AMD. So in most cases, it will be enough to just use the DXGI DLL. But for some games, you need to use another one. Some games are extremely difficult to get it to work in because there are security measures, and games like Red Dead Redemption 2 is extremely hard. I never got it to work in there, but other games are easy. So usually you just choose one. And since this is a guide for AMD, you will also choose one here. And you want to use the DLSS inputs, and we press yes. And then it changes all the settings, and now we are ready to open the game. It now thinks that we have an NVIDIA card, and in this case, I think it's a 4090. Yeah, it's not a 4090. As you can see, it's newly installed here. No, we don't want quality, but we don't want that. I'll just quickly use my settings for optimizing the graphics card. And you will see I have the 6950 XT. And because if we go into the settings now here, and you want anti-lag to off, and you want, I don't know if you want the boost on or not. Let's try it on. Then you have to choose your quality, and I usually just use the quality or the balanced one. Let's use the quality one for best quality. And we will not choose a frame generation just now. And press play. Then there should come a text here where it says Optiscaler is running. Should say Optiscaler is running. Game crashed. Let's see if we can do that again. There it's coming. I don't know what happened first time, but you can see now Optiscaler down here in the corner, and it means it's active. When we first open the Optiscaler, it will probably be XeSS it has chosen, but I don't find it very good, at least not on my 6000 series card. Maybe it's better on 7000 or 9000, but I don't really know. And we go into settings, and we go on display, and we will have to go find and choose the upscale method, and we can now choose the DLSS. You can also use FSR4, but I won't recommend that with the 6000 series card because there's a lot of ghosting. I can show you later. You can also choose XeSS, but you can use that also. But now you have DLSS as an option. If you want frame generation, you will also have to turn it on here. But we'll have to wait until we get into the game. I'm already started playing the game. So just continue from where I left off. Hope I don't start in serious combat. Okay, I just killed these, okay. But we're not here about the game right now. So now we go and we choose FSR3 INT8 and change upscaling. And it will default set to not DLS, FSR4. But I think I can show you how bad it is here. You see all the ghosting? It's not very good. The ghosting is good, but it shouldn't be done. See, everything is ghosting, and it's really unplayable. So I choose the 3.1.5. If you want to use the frame generation, you will use the Newcombs. Then it will say you have to press save and close. And then you have to restart the game. Go through all this. I could just not show the launcher anymore. I have already done the settings I want. And I could just choose it manually from the file explorer. And then we go into the settings. See, everything is on very high. And we make sure it is frame generation, DLSS frame generation, and we apply. And now you will see DLSS frame generation is working. And this is much, much better than the FSR3 and only a little worse than FSR4. And if we just open Afterburner, we'll get some metrics on the screen to measure the difference here. Just wait for this Afterburner to get up. I need to talk to this guy. There it is. You can see now 145 frames.
You have our thanks.
It does.
You not only...
No.
I'll spare you from all this.
There are other...
You asking?
Talking.
I see. Here.
I'll see that it...
You can stand here looking over the cliff. And if we were to enable anti-lag 2, we would just get like 25 to maybe maximum 30 frames per second. I don't know if we can choose how much frame generation we would want. It wasn't this time. Let's close this. I can't quite see, but I think we can only choose normal 2x frame generation here. You can see while we are not in the game, but in the menu, it will not be on. So if you try to make changes, you have to have the game running. So this is just regular 2x. What if we take it off again? We have to save, close the game, wait for it to stop. And then we go back in. We're back at this guy. See, the quality is really, really good. Let's see if we can see her face. The hair is beautiful. Everything, there's nothing here. I think you could easily run this on medium high and still get really good quality. But since we're testing this upscaling thingamajiggy, let's try and run with it a little bit. Just enable it again. See if it's worth running. This is not a shooter game, so I think it will be okay. It's kind of a shooter game, but not really, right? It's a game that's meant to run on PlayStation, so it's meant for 60 FPS. And then we're back in with frame generation. So don't really see much difference. Yeah, I think feels more smooth than it was before.
Easy, easy.
How we get down from here? Maybe we just follow the road. Let's try that. That's not a road. I missed something up here. Some ledge I could jump off. Don't see anywhere I can climb down. Let's just take a leap of faith.
God, I found this.
Maybe I didn't have to go down. I just had to go back. Okay, let's use a fast travel. You can see this how you do it. It's very, very easy if you know what to do, what to look for. So you can experiment with it yourself. And if everything goes wrong, you just simply go into the game right here. I think I'll do it like this. Just delete all the files. Then here, and click delete. And then you go to Steam. You click this, properties, install files, and then there will be verify files when the game is not open. Should be no integrity. There's it. Verify integrity. and then you will be back to a default game. Have fun, guys, and enjoy.